Visitor. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. I've been, all week I haven't been able to talk. But I believe we're going to do it. Amen. Praise God. Y'all excited? It's good to be in the house of the Lord. And we've had a good time this past week. Been to Kentucky, went to, had 2,717 55, 56, and 57 Chevrolets up there. Anything you can think of. They raced for 2 days, one right after another. It wasn't any slack time. I mean, it's just solid cars going down that racetrack. The fastest one was 230 miles an hour. And, but there were several that run pretty close to that. They had wheel standing cars that would just stand on their back wheels, stand right straight up and carry on. They all had some close calls, almost wrecks. But it was all exciting. We got to, they had a covered place there, and I stayed under it most of the time. I didn't ramble around like I usually do. But we took 2 boxes of tracks up there, and also the little wooden box that I put out by my car was full. And so Scott took up the slack for me. I mean, he got excited about sending them tracks out. He gave us tracks by the hundreds out, walked all over that place, and put a track in everybody's car and everybody's hand. And then we got to put a bunch of tracks out. And one time he was standing up there as everybody was going by, driving by, he was handing each one of them a track. I just reached out there and getting it, so they didn't know what they was getting. But they was getting. And so we got to spread the word of God. Got to tell some people about Jesus. And 2 years ago, we went up there, and Jeff Lutz is a guy that won big honors racing, and he's on Street Outlaws, shows Street Outlaws. And he was there. We got to be friends with him and talking to him, so he wanted to leave a bunch of our tracks up there for him to give out at other places, put on his table. And I thought that was great. This year he was back, but he was so busy, he had a new car, I never got to talk to him. But we got to meet some more racers up there. Got to be friends with them. We're going to, they're from Branson, Missouri, and they took probably about 2,000 tracks, or maybe somewhere around there, 1,500, 2,000, for them to pass out. And we met another guy. It's a lot of Christians, and he had tracks on his table, you know, but he had just a little odds and ends stuff, wasn't very good, so I brought him up a notch to him with some of our tracks on his table, left them for him. And so we was able to minister to people while we was away. And even though that I lost my voice, well, I appreciate Scott and all the rest of them taking up. And because you know what, that's the biggest thing about going up there. There's so many people, and we meet people that will not only they get excited, and last year a woman took a whole box of them and took them back to their church, and their son's preaching in another town, and they was using them as their track. And so we're getting the word of God out and enjoying it and having a good time, and watching them race and carry on. And but it's good to be back home. Kentucky's a long way. Mom said, I ain't going back. Y'all fly up there and y'all pick me up there for something. But anyway, Kentucky is a long way. And there's a lot of us went this time. But it's a long ways to go up there. And so I don't know, probably it won't seem so long by the time the years go. But I want to talk to y'all just a few minutes tonight. And about something that's exciting. Amen? Y'all ready to get excited?
Yeah.
Okay, this is exciting. It's very exciting. And If y'all want to just jump up and shout every once in a while, you just jump up and shout. Run around the building, it's all right with me. Y'all just get up and run around the building. But y'all, when I tell you what it is, you're going to get excited about it. I mean, right off the bat.
Amen. Give us the word.
Are y'all ready?
We're ready.
Okay. Now, you need to contain yourself just a little bit. Don't get so excited that you just, run out of here or something. But what is so exciting is we're going to talk about forgiving others. Miss Margie. I better recognize Miss Margie. It's been so long since I've seen her. I was on the lookout for another husband up there, guys. I bet you could too. There's a lot of up there. And they all seem to have one thing in common. They didn't have any hair on top of their head, and they had a big old white belly. They wore shorts. Amen. Forgiving others. Wow. What a time we live in today. Have y'all listened to anything on the radio and television? Did y'all realize there's a guy named Donald Trump that won the presidency of the United States of America? He is now our president. But there are some people that don't accept that even now. And they hadn't forgive him for winning. They don't even believe he won. And they are all in there no matter what the poor guy says. I mean, it's wrong. And if he says it one way, it's wrong. If he turns around and says another way, it's wrong. So it's wrong. But people are so unforgiving nowadays. And you know what? There's so much confusion, so much separation and stuff in the worldly area. Now, I don't believe it is in us as brothers and sisters in Christ. And I believe that we know, and we're just going to be refreshed tonight about what the Bible says about it. But you know what? People just don't want to forgive. And it's bad enough when people won't forgive you for what you've done. But then if they won't get mad and won't forgive you for what you haven't even done, well, that's even worse. It can be worse. But we need to learn to love. What is God? God is love, isn't it? What does God do? He forgives, don't he? I mean, a God that would forgive us even when we nailed His Son to the cross and spit upon Him and whooped Him with a cat of nine tails and rejected Him and cursed Him and done everything else. If He would forgive that, He would forgive anything. And but sometimes we get all huffy and stuff like that. And, well, I just don't know about that. You just don't know what they did to me, Brother Charles. Well, you know, there's some bad things that can happen too nowadays. People can hurt you deeply. But you know what? That don't matter. That ain't got, it don't say you got to forgive them if they hurt you just a little bit. Or if they did you just a little bit of wrong. It said you've got to forgive them. And a lot of times people say, well, I'm going to forgive them, but I ain't going to forget it. Well, probably if you ain't going to forget, you ain't going to be here and forgive. Now, I'm not saying that you can just take it out of your mind. Our mind just goes back to a place like that. You're going to know about it. It's not like you're not going to know that somebody's done you wrong. But I tell you one thing, you're not going to have that hurt and that built up pressure inside of you and that's going to keep you down. I used to have a coach. He's dead and gone now. And but he in Brownsville, he used to have a coach over there, and man, I tell you one thing, me and him did not G-Haw, and for years and years and years, I mean, I just didn't like him, and he didn't like me, but you know what? I had to come to a point where I forgave him. I don't know if he ever forgave me or not. And there's nothing ever went wrong, that much wrong between us. We just didn't like each other. And so you ever had to somebody you just didn't like, Cody? Now quit looking at Miss Tammy, like you might say. But you know, we've got to get over all that stuff. and we've got to love one another and forgive one another. Matthew 6:14 says that for if, can y'all say it with me? If?
Yeah.
For if you forgive men their trespasses, then, that's not in there, but I put then in there. Then your heavenly Father will also forgive you. If you do it. Miss Margie, you get this? You get this, man. You got to hear it, I just don't turn me off. Turn it back up. If you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But, y'all say it with us, say, but. If you do not forgive men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Wow. That's pretty serious, isn't it? How many of y'all want to have your trespasses forgiven?
Amen.
All of us do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. He was wounded for our trespasses. Hey, but you know, we want to have our trespasses. But the Bible says here, if you do not forgive men their trespasses, you tie his hands.
That's right.
You tie God's hands. He's not up there mad at you and going to punish you for something and just going to beat you up or do things like that. But I'll tell you one thing. He can have his hands tied. We can tie his hands to where he can't do what he wants to for us. We put ourselves in a position where we can't receive. And so it said, and Matthew 18:21 says, Then Peter came to Jesus and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Okay, so we got the forgiveness down right. We understand that we're supposed to forgive. Amen? Somebody does you wrong. What are you supposed to do? Forgive them. Okay, have you ever forgave somebody and then they turned around and done the same thing again or something else just as bad again? And then you just scratch your head and say, oh man, I thought we was just getting things together. I thought we just got over all this big hurdle. Now here it is again. And so what are you supposed to do then? You're supposed to forgive them again. Now that sometimes gets harder. He says, how often are you supposed to forgive them people? How often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? 7 times? It's hard to forgive somebody 7 times. We've got to get in the spirit to forgive them 1 time most of the time. You have to be walking with the Lord, to forgive some things 1 time. 2 times, you're really stretching it. But man, look here. He says, what about if he does it 7 times? Mary, that ain't even stretch you, but in a day. And Jesus said to him, I did not say to you up to 7 times, but up to 70 times 7. 70 times 7. forgive somebody 70 times 7 times? What is that, 490 times?
That's right, it's ordered shredded.
490 times. Tammy, you got to forgive Woody 490 times. And I know she's bad that I've already done it. You can't. Keep scorebook, keep record. And, but you know what? That's a lot of times to forgive somebody. I think what God's trying to tell us, we just need to forgive, not hold grudges. And you know, when you start holding grudges, and when you start being mad at people, we was talking about that coach a while ago. I used to hold grudges against him. I didn't like him. He didn't like me. He didn't make no bones about it, and I didn't either, I don't guess. But I would lay in bed at night, and he had one thing. The only thing I know he liked other than sports was he used to raise a garden down there. Boy, he'd go down there and he'd work on that garden, he'd work on that garden. He'd raise the prettiest garden down there. And I used to think about, man, I think I'd go up there and get me a sack of salt. Walk up down them rows and put that salt in there. And I would just think about mean things like that. I never did do it. But I thought about it, and I would lay up there at night, and I'd be so angry and frustrated at him. And you know what he'd be doing? He'd be home. He might have been home figuring out what he could do to me. I don't know. But he's probably home sleeping. Amen. But you know what? When we don't forgive people, we're hurting ourselves. It's not them that we're hurting. We're hurting ourselves. And the Bible says that you forgive them 70 times 7. And then Luke 17:3 says, take heed to yourselves. In other words, pay attention or take notice. It's a warning. Yes, serious. It's a warning. Take heed to yourselves. If your brother sins against you, rebuke him. And if he repents, forgive him. Sometimes we don't want to forgive people. But you know who is hard to forgive than anybody? Ourselves. It's hard to forgive ourselves. Do you reckon he's talking about forgiving ourselves too? We've got to forgive ourselves. And you know, the Bible says, just take heed. This is a warning against, if somebody sins against you, you've got to repent. If he repents, you've got to forgive him. You don't have any choice. And it says, Mark 11:25 says, whenever you stand praying, if you have anything against anyone, forgive him. Now, do y'all need your prayers answered?
Amen.
We've known Miss Jeannie for a long time. When Miss Jeannie used to have a daughter that was sort of challenged, and she passed away, but she used to like to come to church down there with us. And Miss Jeannie would sit out in the parking lot, and she wouldn't come in. And that went on for a long time. Hot weather, cold weather, whatever it was, Miss Jeannie would sit out in the parking lot, and then she got to coming in, and then she got to just loving us, and we loved her. And her daughter passed away, and all that kind of stuff. And when her daughter passed away, she needed love, and she needed prayers and stuff like that. But that's been a good while back. But right now, Miss Jeannie needed prayers. She needed our prayers because the doctor down there said that probably no other doctor would ever even touch her because it was so bad. This was a serious thing that she has went through, and I tell you, she's still in recovery. She says it's going to be slow, it's going to take some time. But right now, Miss Jeannie needs our prayers, and needed our prayers, and desires our prayers. And maybe today you don't need prayers too much, it don't seem like. Maybe your finances are all right, your health is all right, you and your mates getting along good, kids are all out of jail, all that kind of stuff, you know. And it seems like that you know, things are going pretty good. She said, well, Brother Charles, I don't need your prayers too much. Don't worry about it. But one of these days you're going to need prayer.
Amen.
You're going to need somebody to pray for you and with you, because sometimes it seems like the world just wants to cave in on you. Sometimes the one that's the dearest to you, somebody that you really love, is in a dire situation, and you know they need your they need you to pray with them. Marydale's daughter just got out of she out of the hospital now. She was in the hospital down there. And if you'd ask them, ask her, did you want people to pray for God? That's when you need prayers. But now listen here. It says take heed to yourselves. It says, and whenever you stand praying, if you have any ought against anyone, forgive them. Now, are you going to let something as simple and stupid as holding a grudge against somebody come between you and God when you need those prayers? Well, let me tell you what. You say, well, when I get to that position, I'll just forgive everybody. No, you won't. You create a lifestyle every day of what you do. That's a way of life. And if you don't forgive people today, you're not going to forgive people later. In fact, you're going to get harder and harder and harder. It's going to be harder for you to forgive people. And so what you need to do is be tender. Have a compassionate heart. And when you look upon somebody, you need to overlook the offenses. Yeah. Overlook these things that they're doing. You know what? A lot of times when you find out that when you really get down to it, a lot of these offenses come really from misunderstandings.
That's right. Amen.
And when you get on the outs with somebody, well, the devil will bombard your mind. And if you just open up to him, he'll fix you right up, and he'll have you thinking. He'll let you know everything that people are supposed to be thinking and doing and all that kind of stuff. And it won't be any of it so. But you've got to get over that. You've got to get to a lifestyle where you forgive people as you go through this life. Don't be miserable. You say, oh, but you don't know. No, I don't know, and I don't want to know. But I know one thing, they hadn't done to you what they done to Jesus. It's not got that bad yet. And but anyway, it said, and whenever you stand praying, if you have anything against anyone, forgive him, that your Father in heaven may also forgive you. Oh! 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 Maybe this is a mistake. You know, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible. Maybe God just needs to add some to it to make His book come out right. Reckon? No, I believe this man will be real. You know, we believe and we teach that it's all truth from the cover to cover. And there's no mistakes. Well, if we believe that, do you really believe that in your heart? Well, if you really believe that, then this must be true. I believe it is. I believe it all is coming. Yes, ma'am. The Word of God is true. And it says, and whenever you stand praying, you know, this is the truth. This is what God's got for us. Whenever you stand praying, if you have anything against anyone, forgive him. That your Father in heaven may also forgive you your trespasses. That'll give you something to chew on this week, won't it? You've got to forgive others or He can forgive you. Remember what we was talking about a while ago? Tying your hands. Don't try to tie God's hands. Don't put yourself in a position where you're doing something He tells you not to do. Do what He wants you to do. Colossians 3:13 says, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If anyone have a complaint against another, even as Christ forgive you, so you also must do. Did Jesus Christ forgive you? Oh, I tell you what, I remember 1972. We did. Especially Mike and Warren. Mike and Warren. Me and Mary went to that. I think it's probably the other way around.
Well, this scripture right here, it's kingdom dynamics, and it talks about forgiveness, that may talk about what it does. It says the responsibility for forgiving demonstrates that unforgiveness will clog the channel of communication and sanctification between you and God.
Whoa. It clogged the channel between you and the people and God.
And hearing you.
Hearing you.
Now we know our word all the way around.
Yeah.
Oh, and not only now not the people, but also not communicating with God.
That's right. Wow.
That's right.
Why did we get into this? Good.
So we be set free.
Amen.
Because I needed to.
No, you're free to set you free. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Even as Christ forgave you, you must also do the same thing. We've got to forgive other people.
Amen.
Philippians 3:13 says, Paul said, brethren, okay, who's he talking to? That's us. He's not talking to a bunch out there in, bars and stuff. They are not be out there if they are. But, he's not talking to the heathens, the lost people and stuff. He's talking to you and me. Brethren, I do not count myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forward to the things that are ahead. We've got to forget the things of the past.
Yes.
I made myself miserable on several occasions. I just told y'all about one, about being mad at somebody, holding grudges against people. And you know what? You've got to come to a point where you got to put all that stuff behind you. Forget about it. It's not worth it. It clogs up, as Mary Nell brought out just then, it clogs up our communication with everybody, with God. And so it says, forgetting those things which are behind, we've got to forget them. I can't be mad at Brother Carl no more because he's mean. I don't guess I've ever been mad at Brother Carl. But it says, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forward to those things which are ahead. Aren't y'all excited about what's ahead?
Amen.
I mean, the media and stuff will paint some bad pictures. We had a picture painted in this world situation where it looked like that maybe was coming. Another big atomic war. The people from Korea, they said they was going to bomb and this, that, and other, Guam and stuff like that, and we was going to wipe them out. Millions of people have been killed. No matter which way hundreds of thousands of people being killed. No, at the very best. But now it looks better. He said, oh, this is not Obama. But you know what? And he was, but you know what? We've got to reach forward. We need to expect good things. I expect good things to happen. You know what? I mean, we know Jesus is coming back. What better thing could happen? That's something good to look forward to. What are you reaching forward to? What's in your future? Is it worry and stress and stuff like that? I've had enough of it.
Amen.
We need to reach forward to some good stuff.
Amen.
I'm looking forward to spending the rest of my life with my wife, healthy and wealthy and wise and all that kind of stuff.
Amen.
You know, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about some good things that's happening. That they're happening right now. But you know what? We major on one little old bad thing and forget about all the good things. We was up there, and can you just imagine? There was 2,700 families that had old cars, something that they liked, they spent a lot of money on. Spent a bunch of money going. Some people went all the way from California and places. Some people from overseas come up there. I don't think they probably brought their cars, but and you know what? But they come up there and they was just having the time of their life. I come back home and you know it's my heart, and we're going to dig a well somewhere. We've been talking about that for years overseas, and. But I think y'all dug one, didn't you, Mary? Or something. And you know, you dig a well, and the whole village will have water. You don't tell how many lives you change and stuff like that. But we come home, and there's people that are dying because little old kids running around there, and they're picking up water, and they got worms and stuff in that water. Dirty, filthy cows walking around in it. And drinking out of the same water that they've had to feed their babies, and their babies are dying. And we're up here playing with cars up there, driving halfway across the country. We're blessed. We got nice homes to go to. We don't have to live in a shanty. Air conditioning. But instead of singing praises and thanking God and lifting Him up and praising Him for how good we are, we're going to get mad at our neighbor because he throws something across the fence in our yard or some stupid thing like that, or got a dog that barks all night. We just can't forgive him. You better forgive him. Forget about the past. Reach forward. Think about good things.
Yes.
Get all this junk out of your mind and your system and stuff like that and enjoy some life. Think about good things. It said, I press toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of Jesus, of God and Jesus Christ. Hey folks, listen, it's not going to be very long. We're going to hear that call. The older we get, the more pronounced it is that the better days, the longer days anyway, are behind us. Amen. I'm fixing to be 72, and
Three.
You're going to be 73. It's your and me or something.
I'm fixing to be 73. Yeah, I am 72.
November.
I was born in
No, that's
November.
right. You're right, 72.
Huh?
He's born in 45.
Yeah,
Were you born in 45?
yeah.
I thought, now y'all guys, I know you guys, well, I'm not those 71 years old.
Yeah. Y'all, Y'all almost had me, y'all had me convinced.
Not me. I was, my mom was looking
Huh?
at
Mine's 45 and she's 40.
And,
46.
but anyway, you know,
Sure, I was there.
I've got an eternity to spend. I'm gonna be alive for an eternity, but I'm not gonna be fooling around with you guys that much longer. And I'm not gonna send it to you because I figure by the time I'm 120 or something like that, I'll just go on.
You just go on.
So this is enough, this world, I'll just go on and be with it. But you know what? We gotta press forward to the goal for the prize of the upward call of God and Jesus Christ. What's it gonna be like the day that you get to stand before Jesus and look into his eyes?
Living like him.
What's he gonna say?
Well done.
I know ladies gonna say.
Well done.
That's where my faith.
Well done, thy good and faithful. That's what I'd like to hear.
Amen.
Well done, thy good and faithful servant. You know what? We're not fooling him. We're not fooling him. And he's already paid the price for us to have a good time, Miss Carol.
Amen.
Have a good life. And we are not, we're so spoiled. We're Americans, man. And I tell you what, we're so spoiled. Miss Marge is so spoiled. I don't know, she's just about rotten. She's spoiled. But we're so spoiled. And we ought to be praising God.
Amen.
Jumping up and down.
Amen.
And when somebody does something to us, oh, I don't matter. And we just start looking forward. Quit looking back. Just start looking forward. And you know,
Yes,
it says, do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I'll show you a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? I will even make a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. God's got it all under control.
Amen.
And so we don't have to worry about that. Let's see what else I'm going to skip. I don't want to skip anything. Yes, ma'am.
You know, yes, think of the 2 commandments, not the 10 of the law. We're looking at 2. Well, if we can do that, I mean, if we just make our mind up in our heart, we're going to love the Lord our God with all our heart, mind, soul, and all that we are, and our neighbors ourselves.
Yeah.
Now, when they offend, we already crucified this leg. We're saying, no, I'm responding to that. I know we don't say like,
Yeah. Amen.
I'm going to just love them anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to do it with our kids, our grandkids, and everything. Just because you be offended all the time.
That's right.
I mean, you know, it's like,
That's right.
they're everywhere on the streets and whatever. I mean, right, and if you're in Houston, you better be, when they run around you and you look at them, or
You
whatever.
go dancing.
We had this friend, and he dropped the cake because this man pulled out in front of him, and he was taking his daughter's cake to their house.
Yeah.
And he reached to catch it. Well, the man had, pulled out in front of him. You know what Dave did? He reached to grab that cake. And as he did, when he came up, that man had a shotgun right out the window at his head, like that's what
Good.
he thought he went to. You see, it's like an entitlement offense
Yeah.
that I have a right to be offended. You pulled out in front of me or whatever. See, that's a society the devil's doing. So Christians must love like God said. I mean, just choose to. He already did.
Amen.
We got him living in us. We can do it.
That's right.
For
Amen.
all things through Christ.
He is in us. Hebrews 10:30 says, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord.
Amen.
Oh, so he's going to take care of it.
Yeah, he did.
Amen.
Yes, he did.
Vengeance is mine.
Amen.
Bless the Lord.
And I will repay.
Amen.
You think he's telling you the truth there?
Yeah,
He's going to take care of it.
And every day take care of stuff.
every day.
And then 1 Peter says, beloved. Who's he talking to, beloved? It's us. He's talking to us. Do not think it strange concerning the fire trials which is to try you, as though some strange thing has happened to you.
Yeah, that's right. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord said, I will overcome all.
That's right.
And we'll.
You think it's strange when all these things happen to you? Are you the honest one that That's all this happens to? No. It said, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you, like you know it's one. But you know what it says? It says, just rejoice.
Yeah.
Just rejoice. Amen. Just rejoice.
Hallelujah.
To the extent that you partake of Christ's suffering, and when his glory is revealed, you may also be glad with exceeding joy.
Amen. That's it. Glory. Hallelujah.
Amen. We got to rejoice.
Amen.
Amen.
Takes more wrinkles to frown than it does to smile.
If you're reproached for the name of Christ, blessed are you. For the Spirit of glory and of God rest upon you.
Amen.
On their part, he is blasphemed, but on your part, he is glorified.
Amen.
He's going to take care of it.
Yes.
We don't have to take care of it.
Amen.
You know, Laverne and I just got a text. And that might be the reason I'm doing this tonight. Because I need it. Not necessarily because you need it, but I believe you need it too. But I know I needed it. And I needed this right here that I'm fixing to read. First Peter. Are y'all listening? What's going to happen when the worst thing you can imagine happens to you? Well, I'm fixing to get them back. I'm fixing to show them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I wrote a letter. And I made some pretty hasty decisions. I didn't do it, but I didn't text it back. But I said, if that's what I wanted to do. But y'all want to know what I want to do?
Sure.
Or do you want to know what God wants me to do?
Yeah. But I think there's a time, and I say this, that, I know that concerning, okay, what they call tough love. Sometimes, and it hurts us more than it will hurt them. But sometimes people need to be shook up. And I'm not saying vengeance, I'm saying would just shake you into a reality.
Reality, yeah.
Yeah, but, I don't know what all you're going to say, but I don't know.
Yeah. Tough love.
Yeah.
Okay.
I stopped my doing tough love one time, told him to stick right up, and now 2 or 3 years later, we're still doing something, don't hit you.
Right. Amen.
You say, I thought I would love it.
Yeah.
And love sometimes is tough, and even when you have to hurt.
Right. They will. Okay. What does NOT spell? Can y'all say what we say? Not
Not.
returning evil for evil.
That's our contrary ones for lesson.
Huh?
First Peter what?
1 Peter 3, 9, 10.
Thank you, sir.
This is hard. It sounds easy, but sometimes it's hard because we've been programmed. I remember when I was a kid, going to church, to school, Daddy and them said, boy, if I hear about you starting a fight up there, we're going to have another when you get home. But he said, when the boys hit you, you better hit them back. You got to return evil for evil. But the Bible here says not returning evil for evil. Our inside, that carnal
Yes.
man, that old nature,
Yes.
when somebody does something mean to us, we want to do something mean to them. Just a little bit worse.
That's right.
Just show them. Teach them a lesson. But I'm going to tell you one thing, that spirit man won't let you
That's
know.
right.
Amen.
Amen.
And if you do that, well, then it's going to bother you worse than it does somebody else. You just added fuel to the fire. It says, not returning evil for evil or reveling for reveling, but on the contrary, blessings, knowing that you were called to do this, that you may inherit a blessing.
Yeah.
I want to inherit a blessing this morning. I'm going to inherit a blessing. For he who would love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil and his lips from speaking deceit. Oh,
Okay. We can,
yes, Lord, I needed that.
yeah, it's good.
Not returning evil for evil.
Yeah.
For he who would love life and see good days. I love life and I want to see good days. We're seeing good days. If you just look around us, we're seeing good days.
Amen.
We're seeing people saved and lives changed and good health and prosperity and all these things. We're seeing good times.
Yes.
I want to continue to see good times. I want to enjoy life. And it says, but if we want to do that, we've got to refrain our tongue from evil. I'm really not preaching intentionally to you, Brad. I'm preaching to me. I'm preaching to me. Now, if we just sort of pour a little bit out on you. Me and Brad goes through some of the same stuff sometimes. So, it's really not pick on him. Pray. Yeah. We together, we all in this boat together. Then refrain from speaking his tongue from speaking evil, his lips from speaking deceit. And now fix me into this. Ephesians 4, 31 and 32. I'm adding this word here. You. Okay? You. Who am I talking to? Okay, you.
Yeah.
Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And that ain't all. He don't stop there. He says, be kind to one another. Tenderhearted. Forgiving one another. Brother Carl, you got to forgive Miss Carol now. You're going to have to straighten up. Even as God in Christ forgave you. You know how much God forgave me? He forgave me so much that He washed my sins, even though the Bible says that it's red like scarlet, it become white as snow. He cast them as far as the east is to the west, to the bottom of the deepest ocean, never to remember me. I tell you what, somebody comes up and starts talking about one of them old sins, God's going to look at him like, what are you talking about? I don't remember that anymore. That's the reason I don't want to bring it back up. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want you to see somebody's always talking about, well, I used to. Forget about used to. Think about something, what you're going to do in the future. Good things. It says, be kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another.
You know what we do though, when we keep it on our mind, that sin, I think the enemy just uses that as a guard. Because see, as a man thinketh in his heart, so easy.
Yeah.
So you continually think about it, you're gonna go do it again, or you'll have revenge or something. So you really have to put up with it, like
Yeah.
the person that he's washed.
That's right, you got to. All them times that you lay awake at night,
Yeah, wasted.
wasted, miserable. Just think of all that good sleep you get. But you're mad at somebody, puffed up, and you figure out 1,000 ways to get even with them, and none of them ever come to pass. You know what it is? It's just the devil stealing your time, your joy, your patience, everything else. God wants us to be happy.
Yeah.
He wants us to love one another. And I'll tell you one thing, I'll be the first one to say, I'll let you down. You find 1,000 things to get mad at me about. If you just want to start trying to figure out something to get mad at somebody about, you find something to get mad at me about. Because I'm going to say something that you don't like, or probably do something, I'll walk out, I'll wear the wrong shirt or something, you know. And I'll do something that you can get puffed up if you want to. But you know what? It's not going to hurt me. When y'all get puffed up at me, it's going to be bothering me because I ain't going to know about it. So why do we want to hurt ourselves? Next time y'all sit down to eat, y'all, you know, if you like to hurt yourself, next time you like to sit down to eat, just get your fork, stick it in your arm 2 or 3 times before you take a bite. That's what you're doing. We got to just look forward. Just think about good things. Hey, when somebody does something to you, it's bad. I'm not saying it's all right, but when it's just think about the good thing. You know what? You can do something good, or somebody can do something good for 10 years. Bless you and just do everything else. And then they mess it up one time. And I'm sorry, rascals, I know. How many times have I been told? I thought she was a preacher. I thought she was a preacher. Here you are doing this.
Say thank God.
That's the rivers that won't pay the rent.
Right,
And you have to tell them to get out.
We got one guy that owes us probably $2,000 probably. And we evicted him, cost $131 to go to court. He went to court, him and his wife showed up to court, and the judge wrote in our paper for them to get out. And he hadn't understood it yet. The judge looked up and he said, I don't think he understood it. That's what's going on. And he hadn't understood it yet, you know, I mean, but he's going to have to get out of our house. He called me yesterday and now, Brother Charles, how much am I going to have to pay to get to stay here? I've got $450. I said, when I accept that, just start all over again. And Gideon goes to court for me. I don't have to go anymore. So he has to listen to all that kind of stuff. And he hasn't said it yet. He will for it so good. But what they always say is, when it comes to that kind of point, well, I thought you was a preacher. How can you stand up there and preach all that brotherly love and all that kind of stuff and do things like this? Anyway.
I thought you was a preacher, you're just trying to collect rent.
Yes.
That's it.
But you know what? We are just trying to love one another. Forget about all that stuff. Time is short. Jesus might.
Who told you that?
Jesus might come back in a day. Forget them things that are behind. Reach forward to the things. You know what? We can go forward tonight. We don't have to worry about what happened yesterday. We can't do anything about it. If somebody don't like you, I don't care what you do, you're not going to change. The devil, that's right. The devil don't like it. In fact, it's probably the devil working through them. The reason they don't like you. Amen.
We learn in Bible study Tuesday night. To change, you gotta choose. You gotta decide.
Yeah.
If you decide and choose to do different, you will stay right where you are.
Amen. It's all a choice.
Amen.
That's what.
I said that, Mama.
No.
I choose.
Amen. We choose to make a difference.
Amen.
Be like Jesus.
Yes.
Amen. Okay, did y'all anything
Good
out?
work.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, I didn't see anybody jumping up, running around the building, screaming and
That's
hollering,
from
shouting.
that side from my
Praise
store.
the Lord.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anybody running for the door either, so that's good, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Any needs tonight? Anybody needs prayer? Anybody?
Continue to pray for Cole.
Cole's running around down there.
Yeah.
Doing escape from the house and run out to the shop. And
Not supposed to be doing that, but it was awful. So maybe we should
Just
just
check and see if
maybe
it
we
works.
should change it and say that Cole will be following the directions he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's the prayer. Yeah.
we may need to pray for Cole's grandmother that's watching that.
Yeah, prayer, isn't it?
That's Stephen's boy.
Yes.
Stephen Johnson. Okay. Anyone?
Let's go with pray for our president and our country.
Amen.
Amen. Every day.
Every day. President of our country.
Continue praying for John. They want to do chemo with him. Her dogs have been sick, but they want her to get a second opinion. And, so they're gonna make the right decision.
Pray for Miss Doris.
Joy.
Huh?
Joy. It's joy.
Joy. Oh, Miss Joy? I thought you said Doris.
I just want us to remember the Hager family, that's my in-laws. And there's nothing they can do for my brother-in-law, so I just want him to be at peace.
Okay.
Amen.
Well, have y'all been watching your Facebook and all that stuff? We have a world-renowned preacher with us tonight. And
All the way from Houston.
come all the way up here from Houston, Texas, just to be with us. And so if y'all want some good preaching, just tune in. What day is Mary?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Friday is a lot. But I love this.
Mary Wall. Mary Inn.
Amen.
I didn't even know how.
What does that end stand